Hey everybody, what is up? It is Zach and Jake here from Gloomwalkers Gaming, or Gamers, whatever we decide to name the channel. And we're going to give you sort of a little preview of Guild Wars 2 and sort of a first impressions. This is the second time that Zach has been able to sort of be in a beta event. This is an open beta for people that have pre-ordered the game. And so we're going to sort of start walking through some of the stuff in Guild Wars 2. If you don't really know that much about it, this is specifically, especially for the people that, you know, are in Gloomwalkers, or people that might have been playing the Old Republic and are curious about this game but don't want to take another chance on a completely ruined experience. Well, not completely ruined, but maybe same old, so, so we're, okay, Zach and I are both at level 7 and level 8 right now. We decided to start here just because we can kind of show you like more powers that we have. My dude is obviously a Sylvari necromancer. He looks like an anime character, and he's wearing stuff. He's wearing stuff that Liara Tassoni would be wearing, which is kind of weird. And I guess I don't even know how to explain Zach's character. Oh my god.
Jealousy.
Pure jealousy. Look, how is that not the most amazing character ever made in an MMO? It looks like a Drell from Mass Effect. Actually, I'm going to let you explain this because you had a better...
Goggles.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so, first, I thought this race... What was this race?
Sylvari. They're new to Guild
Sylvari?
Wars lore.
Okay, I thought they were elves at first, right? Because I didn't really pay any attention to them, right? So then I go, and I'm like, whoa, okay, so these people are like tree people, right? And so I'm like, alright, I can roll with this. I'll try out the engineer class. And so I'm just flipping through like my hairstyles, and I see the mushroom. Okay, and at that point I just froze and just like kind of stared at it for like 5 seconds and was just like, yeah,
oh
right.
Gosh.
And then since you're an engineer, you get to choose like to have goggles or like a backpack or I think a wrench or something like that.
Right.
And then I was just like, goggles is just the way to go.
Holy, your guy is just amazing, and he's also wearing stuff that Tali'Zorah would be wearing, from Mass Effect. I don't know how he made all these connections, but they do kind of look like Drells, except my guy looks weird. I don't know what's up with his eyes. They have like these cat eyes, and their hair is made out of mushrooms or leaves. I don't know, they're weird. Okay, so we chose to do the Sylvari for this because, first of all, Sylvari is the least likely thing that I would ever choose, and, I don't know, they don't really, this sort of style of a race doesn't really appeal to me. But, nonetheless, the starting area is actually pretty good for the Sylvari. I actually like it. I like it. The only other starting area I've really tried is the human starting area, because some people told me it isn't that great. But Zach has actually done every single starting area, I believe. So in comparison to the other starting areas, Zach, could you rate maybe what your favorite starting areas are?
So far, I haven't finished the Azora, like the little small Yoda people. I haven't finished theirs, or got, like, really far into it. But my favorites would be the Norn. I really like the Norn, and I really like this one. And the human one is alright. But I didn't really like the Char one, and I really wanted to be a Char. But I don't like their like, zone at all.
Yeah, and that's also one of the races that I was familiar with. At first, you could only play as a Char, I believe, or like a human or something, when they had like the original betas. But apparently people like, I think people are kind of liking this start zone, and some people didn't like the human ones. I don't know. It's just a start zone, and you can always come back to these start zones, because the way the Guild Wars 2 leveling system works is no matter what zone you are in, you will always be leveled down or leveled up to play in that area, which means that it's impossible for you to be like a level 80 dude walking around destroying everything, because even though you might have better armor and crap, you still are leveled down to the same specs as a level 3 or level 5 if you were to come in this area. So right now, Zach and I are about to go on a quest, and I've already done this quest. So if I look at my map, and on my map it actually has a little trail showing me where I've come from, there's this little heart here, and this heart is where you go to get quests, and it's an area quest. And the way these work is, it sort of has like these tasks, sort of similar to other MMOs, where it's like, kill these guys, or collect these, or water these plants. Like, I don't know, like, that was one of the things in the human quest. And what you do is you fill up this bar in the top right corner here, where I'm showing my quest log up here. This is my main quest log. But it would have a heart, an empty heart up here, showing you what you need to do. You need to fill up the bar with a certain amount of completion of tasks in order to do that. not too new, but it's a little bit interesting. So Zach right now is trying to sort of get this quest on. Zach, come back over here. I'm going to show you how to get this done. And on completion, by completing this quest, he will get experience and sort of like these things relevant accommodations in the Old Republic, or sort of a special currency. And yeah, so okay, follow me, Zach.
Yeah, and you can also talk to the quest givers, and you'll be able to buy some things from them with the commendations.
Right. Alright, Zach, pick up this venom sack, and you're supposed to throw it at these practice targets. So this is an example of one of the things he can do. We're only seeing it from my perspective right now, but trust me, he has a little quest log here that sort of tells all the stuff he has. Now, while he's sort of doing that, I'm going to kind of explain how the controls work in this game. So since I'm level 8 now, I think it's, you know, once you start kind of getting towards level 10, you sort of start filling up your entire bar down here. But what I have down here is I have my normal skills depending on what weapon I have. Right now I have a staff. So if I were to attack with the staff by pressing 1, then I would have this normal attack and he sort of auto-attacks it or whatever, right? Now, if I were to switch this, then I would switch to my other weapons, which are dual-wielding an axe and a dagger together. And it completely changes depending on what I have put in my hand. So you sort of have like 2 loadouts, if I can say it like that. And you get new weapons throughout the game, you can buy them, whatever. So, with what I have right now, I sort of was doing the dagger axe thing with the necromancer, but I was interested in the staff because the staff uses more areas of effect. So like if I were to do this thing right here, it would have an area effect on the enemy, but also if I go in here, it might have buffs for me. So it's pretty unique in that aspect. Also, the gameplay in this game is a little bit more action-oriented. For instance, I can dodge like this to get out of the way of an enemy attack. I can jump and stuff like that. I mean, you could do all this stuff in other MMOs too, but it's a little bit more important, especially when you're doing a big event and you're fighting something huge, which Zach and I will try to find an event later to show off to you guys, to explain, oh, a new event. Alright, so what do you know? Let's go do this event, Zach.
Alright.
So this is really the sweet spot, or the thing that will kill Guild Wars 2 for you, depending on what you like. In Guild Wars 2, one of the most important aspects are these dynamic events that occur. And I've actually already done this event as well, I believe. But, in order to show you and also help Zach complete this event, I'm going to go ahead and do it again. It doesn't really matter because really the experience changes every time. These events that occur are totally random events that occur in the game world that are sort of like their own quests that occur. But for instance, this dynamic event that's happening is, okay, the village is being attacked by these weirdos or whatever, right? And it's, if you look in the top right here, it's saying, hey, defeat the waves or whatever, right? So Zach and I are in the area, so it's scaling down to however many players are here to attack and destroy these guys. It's pretty simple, but the difference is, in other MMOs, you don't really have this, and it can actually sort of change what the world is like, depending on what server you're on. So, like, if these guys were to take over this village, then they would actually have control of this village in the world until someone came and took power away from them. Now, I'm kind of I've been blabbering on for the last 5 minutes here, but I kind of want Zach to sort of give his input on these, because the first time we did these events, they were kind of weird, and I kind of want to hear if you still feel that way after playing, or if it's too random for you, too unstructured.
Yeah, that was actually one things I didn't like about this game. Not that the game's bad or anything, but just my personal opinion is I like a more linear quest thing instead of kind of what this game holds. Although these like little group event things remind me a lot of Warhammer Online, which they would have little places you could go to do pretty much events kind of like these. Although I would say that this game does them a lot better.
Right.
But yeah, I've kind of gotten used to the questing a lot more. I don't really hate it as much as I did, but it's still kind of not my favorite.
Yeah. And I mean, what it comes down to is a lot of these events are actually pretty epic. Like, it's not like this is okay. We're attacking a whole bunch of waves of guys and stuff, and you're sort of just fending them off or whatever. But like, there are a lot of events where there's like a giant creature that you have to work together as a team to destroy, which is pretty neat. So I really like the events because it keeps things from getting stale, in my opinion, because for instance, you saw us. What were we doing there? You know, we were on a typical normal quest, sort of just doing these tasks for this one dude for whatever reason, right? But then out of nowhere, it's like, holy crap! People are attacking. We can choose not to help, but if we don't help, then we won't get like an experience or anything like that. But it's just sort of a unique way to look at quests. And of course, what Zach was saying with the structured questing, of course, you kind of do want structured quests in a game because, especially for a story, you want it to be focused. So with this main story in this game, it's very similar actually to the Old Republic, where it's sort of this instanced, like, okay, I've got my story quest, and people can come with me on my story quest. And it's not like random like this, obviously. There is actually a structured story sort of thing. But you've sort of got like 3 different types of quests that are in this game. And I think that's really weird. I mean, I think it's really weird, but really weird in a good way. Especially when we first started playing, I was really confused. Especially with the combat, I was really confused what was happening. But if you give the game some time, usually, you know, whatever, like 4 or 5 hours was how long it was. Is that how long we played together? I think by like,
something like that.
Yeah, I think by like the 3rd or 4th hour, we sort of like knew what we were doing. Another quick thing I want to mention here is if you look in the top right, you sort of got this medal. It says, oh, you got a gold medal from participating in this event. That just means we did a really good job. You know, you click that, you get some money, some experience, or something like that. So I kind of want to outline sort of the 3 main sort of types of quests in this game. There's events, which is what we just did, which are totally random, and they're also, I believe, they have new events every month. It's not like, oh, you're just going to have the same event every single time when you come play this game, so they're just going to get old and stale anyways. That's not actually what happens. The game actually continually sort of grows, and I believe they're going to continually add new events to the game in exchange for older ones and stuff like that. And then you sort of got the normal quest storyline for your own character, which will you can do at your own pace or whatever. And we've sort of, I guess we sort of dipped our toes in that a little bit, Zach. Maybe you can sort of talk about that a little bit, because I think yesterday you were having some annoyances with it.
Yeah. Hold on a second real quick. I'm trying to fix my, UI.
Okay. Are you still trying to do that one mission up there?
No, okay, I got that done, and
Okay.
now I'm trying to fix some of my options.
Okay.
That's another thing I've been trying to do. I've been trying to like go through the options menus and just kind of like rearrange and just see what kind of other options the game gives. That's usually like the first thing I do when I get into a game.
Right. So while you're fixing that, before you start talking about sort of the storyline stuff,
Yeah.
I just want to mention, looking down below here, you can see you've got the health bar, which is just this thing, and you've got this energy bar, which is just like, oh, I double tap, so I dodge, and that's why it's so important. And then you've also got these slots over here. So you've got your normal attack powers, which are 5 slots, which seems like very little compared to other MMOs, because it is. But you're going to be using every single one of these. It's not like other MMOs where you have 90 different powers and you only use like 20 of them. So that's sort of awesome. And you've also got, every single character has their own type of heal. For instance, my Necromancer, the way he heals is, if I'm in the middle of battle, I can actually sacrifice my little minion here, and he'll give me life. And then you also got these utility skills, which are like, you can actually switch them out. You can see I have 2 of them locked, and I unlock one at 10, unlock another at 20, and then you sort of have this slot over here, which I forgot what it was. But the point is, I've got actually different kinds of minions I can summon. For instance, I got this guy right here, but I can also summon these 2 little minion things right here too to help fight with me, which is super cool. You actually got a lot of different types of pets in this game. And it's different for every class. Like, Zach doesn't get pets because he's an engineer, but he's got this freaking awesome turret that destroys people. So, in other words, every single class is capable of defending itself, healing itself, pretty much everything. But the way the classes work is you've got these support characters, you've got sort of more of attack and more of a defensive sort of characters. So there still is like this sort of reliance on, hey, it would be really nice if we had a guy that could help me have flaming arrows right now. But it's not to that extent of that tank healer DPS sort of stuff we've seen from most MMOs. Okay, so now, Zach, why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about what you've experienced in the storyline, and while you're doing that, let's go ahead and head over to somewhere, let's go ahead and head up north to this new area that we haven't been to yet.
Alright, so